Evening folks, in this video we are taking a look at the lore from Crows Electromusic. This is the box. It comes in very simple. There's a little instruction manual there and there's a little sticker which I've not stuck to anything yet. I'll go and find a suitable piece of equipment I can stick that to. Let's put that there. So my phone. So this is a 2-voice all analog drone synthesizer. And this cool sort of, you can see the just circuit board in there and it's been wrapped. Apparently this is a petroleum-free bioplastic. Very cool, very cool. Come on, Korg, with your bioplastic. I am powering it from a little USB power supply thingy. I believe that's USB. Should we just have a little look? USB-C. Yes, it's USB-C. And I can't remember if did this cable come with it or is this one of my ones that I owned. I think this came with it. But it does not come with with a power pack. But you probably got one of these knocking around, or you might have one that looks like that. And so for this demo we've got an audio single mono audio out that's just going to my mixer. Simple. So this is a 2-voice drone synthesizer. Super simple. It's a little bit pared back to their bigger model that they came out about a year ago. The Ovum was that? It was like a 4-voice drone synthesizer. This is only a 2-voice, but this switch here means we can do something cool and interesting with it. So what have we got? We have got so they're 2 identical voices. Well, I think the right voice is clocked a bit differently. We have a volume. Yeah, you can hear that. Just turn the level up. There. Level. We have pitch is here. So into kind of LFO territory. As you can see the LED, they're flashing away there. And then we can communicate with bats and whales up here. Similar thing here. Or maybe it's not clocked differently. Anyway. Yep, so we've got volume and pitch, and this potentiometer down here is shape. So from triangle wave over to square wave. Similar deal here. Right. And that's pretty much it. And then we have this interesting switch at the top, whereas when it's over onto the left, we get 2 independent voices. Voice 1, voice 2, which is just randomly a third apart-ish. There we go, roughly in tune with each other. When we knock this top switch to the right position, then voice 1 is acting as a frequency modulator of voice 2, which is maybe going to give us some slightly more wacky, interesting effects. I think I like this pitch-wise quite low. Let's leave that in the middle. Obviously, when we put the volume up, it doesn't do anything because it's modulating voice 2. And there we go. That sounds like some kind of... We've got the fire alarm setting. And that is pretty much it. So it's just a case of, you know, playing with these until you get somewhere sound that you like. We track it onto your intro, your outro, your next track. Fantastic. Now we're hearing it dry, so I'm thinking there's probably a couple of interesting things we could do with this as a voice source in the studio. But yeah, that's the basics of it. That's the basics of it. So in terms of sort of instruments, this is pretty much one of the most simple sort of synthesizers you can get. It's about $50, €50, £50, depending on where you live. I actually really like this. I love the fact it's got bioplastic surrounding the circuit board, and it's just one of those immediate, just get involved, no shortcuts, no shift functions to remember. It's very much an immediate instrument, albeit quite a simple one. It reminds me a little bit of the Recovery or the Mystic from Recovery Effects. This is maybe a slightly fully featured instrument, but similar sort of vibe there. If drones are your cup of tea, obviously the Stylophone put out their big old drone synth this year, can't remember where we are, which is a 2-voice drone synth. I've done a bunch of videos on this guy. Obviously, Crows have got their bigger version of this. I'm sure it's called Ovum, which is about £100, $100, €100, depending on where you are in the world. Which I don't think their Ovum has that cool frequency modulation thing. And again, if you're really interested into drone music, I would just look at the Vulcan modular, which you can basically patch this up into a drone by just basically bypassing the AR envelope. I think it's like something like that essentially. And again, I've done videos about this, using this as a drone voice. I'll just find some power for this, and we'll maybe finish the video with a little duet. Also, if you like drone music, my most recent album, I think so, Silk, that's out on Bandcamp and Spotify and all those good places. That's pretty much, well, that's my most droney release ever. So if you like simple droney music, you could go and give that a listen. All right. I might just set up a couple of other instruments and we'll have a little bit of a play out. I'm going to do a part 2 where we're going to think about pairing this guy with some other effects, synthesizers, to see what we can see what goodness we can get out of that little synth. Cheers. Bye 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 bye.